Hi, it's Terry Gaines. I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up. I'm going to give you some assembly tips on a fun fold card made with the Brilliant Wings dies that coordinate with the Butterfly Brilliant stamp. The stamp is actually one stamp that will stamp all 6 butterflies, and the dies that coordinate with it will cut out all 6 of those butterflies at the same time, or you could use this and cut out the 6 butterflies individual. You also receive 6 detail butterfly images, and I'm bringing this little sampler in that I made to show how if you stamped that background stamp and cut out the butterflies, this is what they would look like. You could also cut the die with cardstock and get your bold image that goes underneath all 6 of these detailed butterflies. You also receive 2 smaller butterflies and 3 background images with the die set. It is a very fun die set and stamp to work with. For this project, I'm not going to use the stamp set. I'm just going to use the dies. So for the prep work, I'm going to cut the largest butterfly out of some cardstock weight vellum. So I trimmed my vellum to be just the size I need to cut out just the one butterfly. You can use any of the butterflies for this project. I'm going to use the largest one. So I've got that prep work done already. So I've got that butterfly cut out. I ran this through my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Then what I have is a piece of silver foil. I'm going to cut the largest butterfly detail out that goes with the size I picked for the vellum. Run that through my die machine and get that beautiful butterfly cut out. So those 2 prep work for that. I have 2 pieces of silver foil that are 5 1/4 by 3/4 inch, and I'm going to run these through my cut and emboss machine with a folder. I like the subtle folder is one of my favorite folders just to add a little subtle detail to my project. So I'm going to place both of those in the folder, run it through the machine, and look how beautiful they come out. You get that great detail on there, and if you had any scratches and scars on your foil paper, they disappear when you texturize it with a folder. So the 3 pieces of colored cardstock, and I'm using Seaside Spray cardstock. You need 1 piece that, I'll start with this piece. You need 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. That's going to be the card base. You need a piece that is 3 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. So that's already taken care of. And then a piece that is 3 by 5 1/4. And this is what I'm going to run through a different folder. This is the brick and mortar folder, and it's a 3D folder. And let's see if I can get that open. So what you want to do is just place this in the folder, run it through your Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and then you have it texturized with these beautiful brick. So that is the prep work for that. Inside piece of Whisper White or Basic White would be 3 inches by 5 1/4. And then you need a piece of cardstock weight vellum, just a strip of it for the sentiment. I stamped the sentiment on here. That is from the Frame for You stamp set in the annual catalog. There are 4 sentiments in this stamp set, and I've stamped this using the same color ink as my cardstock. So this is Seaside Spray. When you stamp your sentiment, you need to give it time to dry. I just wanted a subtle look for this image. If you don't want to wait for it to dry, what you can do is sprinkle some clear embossing powder over it and heat set it. So you need to do this ahead of time. And then this is going to be cut out with the Everyday Label Punch. And I'll just go ahead and cut both of them out. So I like turning my Everyday Label Punch sideways and then cutting this, trimming this out like so. And if you go this way, we'll just turn it upside down. We only need 1 of them. I'm going to go ahead and punch both of them out right now. So that's all the prep work you have, and then you need your coordinating ribbon. So let's move this out of the way here, and we will start our assembly. So the first thing I'm going to do is take this postcard, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and on both sides I'm going to put these strips of silver foil. So this is cut 3/4 of an inch by 5 1/4. So equal space on the top, bottom, and side. So they're going to go on like this. And I'm using my stamp and seal. You'll want to use your favorite adhesive and place that down. So we have that down. So that's that prep work, and this is going to be placed on this card front like so. But if you're going to add some ribbon, and that's optional, I would add that right now. I'm going to guess that it's approximately 12 inches of ribbon to make a knot around here. I leave my ribbon on the spool. I find I don't waste as much ribbon if I leave it on the spool. That way when I trim it off, trim my piece, I'm just wasting whatever I trim off that end. So if you want to attach ribbon, you want to do that now, and then you're going to place that right on the front of this card or front panel. So I'm going to use the Stampin' Seal, and this should have equal spacing on all 4 sides. I like to attach this part first. There we go. And then this is the open up part of the card. Now that's going to get attached right in the center, equal spacing on both sides. So we'll put adhesive on the back of this. And I have a couple samples to show you that are done with designer series paper instead of the foil paper. So you want to watch to the end of the video to see those. So we have that down. This will be the inside of the card. So if you wanted to stamp your sentiment or some butterflies on here, you could do that before you assemble it. I'm going to go ahead and assemble this on the inside. And now to embellish the butterfly, I'm going to put the gold or the silver foil butterfly on the vellum first. I'm going to use mini glue dots to do that. And let's see, I thought, yeah, here they are. So I'm going to put 2 mini glue dots. I think it's best to have at least 2 on here for stability so they don't twist. You want to check to make sure you don't have any exposed adhesive. If you do, just fold it over so it goes to the inside. If your adhesive is exposed, it will stick to your card will stick to the inside of your envelope. But before I attach that, I want to cut this part of the butterfly off. You don't have to, but I like to take that part off. So I'm just going to fold the wings together, take a paper snips and trim them off, and then layer this with the mini glue dots. So there we go. Now I'm going to attach it with mini dimensionals, and I like the size of these. These work great for this larger butterfly to just hide right underneath the body. If you're using one of the smaller butterflies, you may need to trim a little bit, maybe cut these in half, but these work out really well. You can take your pick tool to get the backing off, and I'm going to attach the butterfly right on the center here. I have some of the rhinestone basic jewels here, and I'm going to grab one of the smallest ones. I'm just going to put 3 of them on here. You can add as many as you would like. I'm just going to put 3 of them right here. And then for that sentiment, you can use either one of them. This is the one stamped with just the ink. This is the one with the embossed. I'm going to just take the one with the ink, and I'm going to take just 3 mini glue dots and just put across the top here. Now this is going to be tucked underneath the ribbon. So I'm just going to take 1 and put on the top. So I have 3 underneath and 1 on the top. I'm going to slide this underneath, place it down, and then just push that down so the ribbon attaches. So I wanted a very subtle design here for the sentiment. And as I mentioned, this is a Seaside spray cardstock. I also have this same design done using one of the, this is the Blushing Bride paper and foil. And then I also used the Designer Series paper. And this coordinates and some of the paper, let me rephrase that. This is Designer Series paper that's available that coordinates with the die. So let me quickly show you that paper. That paper is 6 by 6 in size. It's double-sided. You get 6 different designs, 8 of each, so 48 sheets. One of the sheets, that die will cut out all 6 butterflies at one time. And then I use this sheet on the side. So for this card, it's the very same dimensions, but I just used the basic white cardstock. And instead of a ribbon, I just used a banner punch. So I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you found me via YouTube, look in the comments section for a direct link to my blog post, where I will have the measurements and instructions for this card, along with a PDF tutorial you can download. I would love to have you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Click the red box under the video. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you enjoyed creating this project with me. Stay safe and stay healthy.